County officials say they have a chunk of money aimed at enriching lives, and they're looking for local organizations to grab a piece of the $5 million pie.
First Alert 6, Joe Harris joins us live in the newsroom to tell us about the Visitor Improvement Fund grants.
John and Jacqueline, County Commissioner Jim Kavanaugh, who also chairs the Community Services Committee, hosted a meeting this afternoon going over the county's Visitor Improvement Fund grant application and procedures. Now, these funds are used to improve visitor attractions in Douglas County with the goals of making it an inviting destination and driving economic impact. Now, like last year, there is, like what you said, a total of $5 million available for grant awards. Only nonprofits and public entities qualify. They can apply for purposes like expanding and improving visitor attraction facilities involving things like sports, arts, and festivals. Now, last year, the county awarded 77 grants. Among them was Omaha Performing Arts, or OPA, which owns the Orpheum Theater, Steelhouse Omaha, and the Tanaska Center for Arts. Now, Arts Engagement. Its president, Joan Squires, says that was a $275,000 grant they put toward supporting its OPA Presents performance series and repairs at the Orpheum Theater.
We bring over 350,000 people annually through the Orpheum alone. So it really reaches quite a few, including 50% are visitors from outside Douglas County, and of that, 18% are from outside the state. So it's a huge draw for the community.
Now, they're applying for another grant this year, which they may put toward more repairs on the Orpheum Theater or the Holland Center, the Holland Performing Arts Center. Another grant recipient from last year was the Ancient Order of Hibernians. They put on the city's annual St. Patrick's Day Parade.
The money that we got enabled us to, the money we raised from the parade, then we turn back and give back to the homeless, the people less fortunate in the city of Omaha. And we typically donate back about $10,000 to $15,000 in proceeds to places like Sia Francis House, Heartland Ministries, to feed the people.
Now, officials are hoping to have the application open by March 17th. It will be posted on Douglas County's website. Applications will be due on April 25th. In the newsroom, Joe Harris, First Alert 6.
All right, thanks, Joe.